What the hell is Sauce Sports or whatever that last call was talking about? What the hell is that?
Guys are from Free Love, man.
Hey, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to Sauce Sports, the fresh flavored H-Town Sports, man, the best sports talk show in Houston. It's been a long time. We got two gentlemen from the round getting down with us today. Who do we have joining us this afternoon? Hold on one second. Hold on.
Toxic City.
Hold on. Look, I done fried it. Didn't even have the right audio. Look, I ain't even got all my settings. I've been so rusty. All my settings ain't done. Like, boy, I'm saying I've been fucking with this shit all day. Could you give it to him one more time, man?
You mute Action Penny.
I said it's Toxic City.
Oh man, you got the Mr. Robotics going down. You got that Johnny Five going on, bro.
Oh man. Who else we got joining us tonight, man?
Man, you got Third Coast Sports TV winking building, man. Long time no see. Glad to have Honcho on the round table back. It's time to get it.
Already, man. So, like I said, yes, it's been a long time. Been quite some time since I think it's been since Kansas City, that post-game show. I don't think it's been,
it has been that long
since that. So, like I said, what we're going to do today, man, is a couple of things that we got going. And I'm going to update everybody who kind of was like, what happened, I guess, because like I said, today I had some things going on. I told everybody to come to the DM, but I guess the message didn't really get out. So people kind of wonder what happened to the sauce. And then, like I said, we'll kind of talk about the future. Today is the 3rd year anniversary from the first cereal eating, Shaq Kush arguing, Sauce Sports videos. The first one was ever uploaded was on March the 10th in 2017. This is 2017, 2017, yeah, 2017, 2018, 2019. So now this is actually the 3rd year. So, like I said, there's gonna be some things going on. Like I said, there's gonna be some new looks and stuff coming. But like I say, it's just kind of getting back into the groove right now, getting everybody reacclimated, letting everybody know, we back, and sauce ain't died, ain't dry up, none of those things. And so we got a lot more content coming. As far as like the Texan stuff, it'll probably be streams. We'll probably be doing like maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Be a lot more short form content coming. Maybe pre-recorded roundtable conversations, things like that. Because I know a lot of people, they get upset when they miss it or whatever it may be. So we're gonna make some stuff that's a little bit more digestible, consumable for y'all. And then, like I say, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm gonna show a lot more love to the Patreon supporters who are in the Discord. And we're gonna probably do when Hector's available on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're gonna be on Salt Sports TV, and we're gonna be talking about the other teams in Houston, giving them the love that they deserve. But if not, when Hector's not available, or if there's not some rocket stuff going down, we will be in the Discord doing live conversations. Y'all remember how it was during the live during the games and stuff like that. So it'll be something like that if you've been in the Discord, man. Great conversation, real funny. You know how that whole thing goes down. Very enjoyable time. If you want to be a part of that, patreon.com/saltsports. And I mean, tell me, it's worth it. Join the $5 tier or higher. It's worthwhile. Shout out to everybody who continued to support while things were away. So for those who are asking, well, what happened? Honcho, what's going down? Did the roundtable breakup? What's this going on? No, absolutely not. Nothing negative happened. We don't steal anybody's videos or anything like that. So the channel didn't get shut down. It wasn't anything like that. I had some legal matters to attend to, and so I was gone for about from the 21st of January, and I got out the 24th of February. Then a couple of just kind of took a week or so after that, just kind of get my bearings back, get some things in order. I had some things in my personal life to attend to get right, and so like I said, as we were finding some foundation with that, it's time to bring the sauce back. Again, like I said, this is the freshest flavor in H-Town sports. Nobody's gonna give it to you like we're gonna give it to you here at Sauce Sports, the Roundtable. Like I said, it's gonna be so much more to come. It's gonna be a lot more dynamic, a lot more diverse content. I mean, we're really gonna step it up a notch. Real quick, and I know I haven't done this in a long time, so I'll be forgetting. I got to give it players fuck up. Let's get some little shout outs in real quick. Lorenzo, I see Wink holding down the chat and the live stream. Rigo, Tamario, Texan Boy, what's the motherfucking deal? Ali Narani, Native Dog, J-Pac, what's the motherfucking deal? Damon, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. XFL Live, yeah. Good job, Professor Trill, appreciate it. Rio Tack, what's the motherfucking deal? Tay Hill, what's the motherfucking deal? Professor Trill holding down the moderation duties. Eastside Hero, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see, Justin Lee, Chopper Slim, what's the motherfucking deal? Appreciate it. Let's see, Colton Watson, Michael Stewart. Let's see, Jabari Mayo, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Hugh Betcher, Asmel, what's the motherfucking deal? Kemah James, what's the motherfucking deal? Heidi's here. Charles Montgomery, what's the motherfucking deal? Drew Gaiman, let's see. Jerome Pierre, Lonnie Nickerson, White Persuasion, Jelly Roll God. Let me see, Danity. Mike B, what's the motherfucking deal? Shout out to Mike B, man. Came through the deal and showed some love. 713 Houston Sportscast, what's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Doobie G, 335 in the building. Sean Kitchens, what's the motherfucking deal? If I missed you, this is El Lobo, what's the motherfucking deal, man? So, hey. Hey, that's what we tell you, man. Be original.
A special shout out to 713 Houston Sportscast, the new Texas Tuber that's on the rise. Y'all make sure y'all show them y'all support, man.
Already shout out, man. It's nothing but love on this end. We ain't never been no haters on this end. People who, here's the thing about hating and fraudulence. Things get exposed and things come to fruition. You try to give people advice, you try to give people suggestions, and they try to talk shit, they try to talk down, and you see what happens with longevity. When you're on that flash in the pan shit, well, it is what it is. This is a marathon. I know some of y'all familiar with it. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. You know what I'm saying? This is a lot of stuff going on here. It's not just about being a YouTuber. It's about bringing the city something that y'all deserve, man. So as far as that, like I said, I had to spend a little time in the county, but we free. We ain't worried about that. Fuck Harris County. I don't ever want to go back to that bitch. It wasn't the worst. It was just boring as shit. But if you've been there, you know. And so it is what it is. And half y'all niggas have been there. That's why y'all fuck with the sauce, because y'all already know what it is. But man, like I said, it feels good to be back. So shout out to everybody. But as far as the future of things, like I said, you know, probably going to be like more like during the off season, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, and Thursday, going to either be Soft Sports TV or in the Discord. So make sure you're following the Soft Sports on social media, Soft Sports HTX on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you're following the Soft Sports Facebook page. It's going to be more engaging on those platforms also. Make sure you got your notification bell on. Make sure you got the notification. Make sure you got it dark so that you can always get the notification. I know a lot of time, you know, y'all say that the notifications don't come through. And y'all got to pardon me. I've been trying to do some adjustments. This green screen has been doing all kind of crazy shit all day. I'm still tweaking it. I got a different camera, so it's doing some weird shit. But aside from that, man, we're going to talk a little bit about the Texans. Like I said, we're going to go about an hour today. We're going to, you know, drop some Texans talk. You know, some things, interesting things have happened. And just to cover a couple of things, there's a lot of shit I know I missed. And I'll probably try to touch on some of that during the end of the stream, because I know some people asked me what I thought about that. And I'm gonna be honest, you know, that little staycation, I did not think about the Texans at all until somebody brought them up. And then that shit just made me have shitty days. But anyway, other than that, man, Cindy, Cyanide, I'm sorry, I'm saying Cindy, Cyanide1337, appreciate the love, man. Shout out for the super saucy super chat. But nah, man, like I say, but it's going to be a new season. It's going to be a new day. We're going to push the reset button. Hopefully, these motherfuckers get it together. But a couple things has happened, man. And like I said, we got the 10, man. We got Wink in the building. So let's talk some motherfucking Texans. It's been so long. I feel like it's been ages. I think that's the longest break that we've had. You know, I mean, it's been time. We've gone a couple of weeks in here, but it would still be content dropping. Professor Trio, nigga, fuck you. Fucking looking like Daylight without the face. Why you be watching Daylight videos? That's what I want to know. You know he's a questionable character. So why you watching this nigga videos in the first place? That's what I need to know. Professor Trill. Do you got the mute action on, Wing May? I don't think they heard you on that one. But here's my thing, man. And we'll start with the 10 man. As far as today, you had Kicking Kemah and Darren Never Fails getting some extensions, if you will, or contract, however you want to identify him. Fails, I think he's getting $7 million, and then I think a 2-year $7 million deal, if I'm not mistaken. And then I think Kemah got a 4-year $17 million. I might have the numbers wrong. I didn't jot any of this down. Y'all know in the chat, if we fuck it up, you know, players fuck up. Y'all already know this is fans talking to the fans, so we ain't no experts. You know, don't fucking believe in experts, because every expert or so-called expert in Houston that gave y'all some bullshit repeatedly, continuously. So I want to know your thoughts, man. Do you feel like these were, you know, adequate moves to be made? Do you expect bigger names to be retained here in the near future? Do you think the Texans are building on a foundation? Like, what do you think is going on with these two moves that the Texans made, and where do you see them going from here, Tim, man?
So for the Darren Fells move, that's a good, safe move. I like the money that they spent in him. I like the time that they put into him, because basically it gives us a chance to get Cahill Waring up to speed. We get to see what he looks like. And it's not a bad move for Darren Fells. I like it. Kemah Fairbairn, I mean, who the fuck else were they going to fucking invest their money in? I know a bunch of people want to go to the fucking board and just see names down. I'm not a huge fan of Kemah. I know Wise is a huge fan. I haven't seen him since the news broke. He might be trying to hunt this motherfucker down. I don't know. So, I mean, that's a possibility out there. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't understand. We get to see Wise when he's not on live stream. That motherfucker hates Kemah Fairbairn. So if anybody's going to be pissed about this move, it's going to be Wise. And I don't even know if he's in the live stream right now. He's probably driving to the dude's house right now, trying to get some of that money back to spend on somebody else. So basically, I mean, Darren Fells, I liked it. Kemah, I mean, you got to retain a kicker. I mean, he's been kicking for us. I mean, he had a okay year the year prior to last year. This last year, he could have done a little bit. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to fucking retain your special teams guys. And there's usually just a few special teams guys that you got to keep on retainer. I would have been more happy to see John Weeks get a fucking contract before Kemah Fairbairn. But I mean, so I don't call the fucking shots over there. Old Booty Bill O'Brien is calling these shit. It's just, uh, it's a minefield round, and we don't know what mines he steps on until the end of the season. So it's kind of like I want to sit back and absorb what's going on, really. So for the moves that we've made, yeah, I'm hoping he locks up Tunsil before it becomes this crazy ass bidding war. I saw he recently fired the agency he works with. So I mean, I don't know where the hell that situation is going. Is it going to go up? Is it going to go? Was he upset because they weren't being friendly to the Texans, or were the Texans just being unfriendly, not fucking hearing out any, and he felt that they couldn't get him the deal that he's searching for. You know, I can't wait till those little tidbits start to fall out of the front office that this fucking bitch ass dude Bill O'Brien's running.
I find that real interesting, man, because the Texans have been notoriously cheap throughout their history. I mean, unless you're just the man that they can stake the brand on, then they'll break a little bread with you. But they've been notoriously cheap. They've been, they finessed a couple of guys. Some guys were just good guys, and they were willing to take, hometown discounts and things like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with Tunsil. And I know when I was away, I saw something reported that Deshaun says he's not taking any hometown discount. He ain't taking no cuts. I saw that. I was catching that in the crowd. And I was like, there's no surprise there, and I wouldn't if I was him. They put too much on the young man's back. But Wink, your thoughts, man, as far as the contracts that were handed out today, how do you feel that this impacts the team? Do you think that these were solid moves? What do you expect coming out of this franchise in the near future as far as additional contracts?
The Kemah move was a predictable move. I mean, but it's not like you had anybody in free agency who was testing it, who was actually going to be better than he was. The only kickers you kick the tires on, guys like Robbie Gould, guys like that, Justin Tucker, of course, but he's already under contract for like $21 million or something like that, and he deserves that money because he's clutching every aspect. Like you said, Kemah Fairbairn, he's not terrible, but he's not the greatest. He's good enough, but he does make you, when he comes to the plate, it's just like you just clinching, because sometimes you just never know. It's just like that right half is just not where it needs to be when he's kicking. For him to be a right foot kicker, it makes no sense to me. He should be money from the right side, but I guess it's different for him. Darren Fells, he had a great rapport, and he has the most touchdowns by any tight end, in the Texans uniform. I think just because of that, they kicked the tires on that deal. They got him for $7 million total. Like, they won. If anything, he cheated himself by even accepting that deal. Like, I mean, if we're being realistic, I mean, I feel like, I mean, if his agent ain't shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel about it, because that's what, even if he's going to more than likely get that, because it's not like they would cut him during the season. I don't see that, but then again, with this football team, you never know. Just like Matt Khalil got a contract, he was gone before the season even started. So you never know. You never know what's going to happen with Kahale. You don't know what's going to happen with Jordan Thomas. Jordan Akins, I see some people trying to point him out like he's the oddball if anybody was to be cut. No, Jordan Thomas is the one, because Jordan Akins was actually on the field producing. He got 50-yard touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? He's shown the ability to be able to talk, be able to get away from guys. And now that you have Kahale Warren in the mix from what we saw, from his tape in college, now we'll see what he'll be able to translate to the pros. And if he can separate, catch the ball, and be very effective on third down, then Deshaun Watson got a new weapon to play with. And it's going to be a sight to see, especially if he can utilize his strength as far as his height and his length goes. Where Honcho at? Where's Honcho at?
Oh, well, I got to cut my mic back on. I guess it helps if I cut my mic back on. That's right. There was something going on in the background, so I'm over here talking and shit. But, players fuck up, man. I got to get back in the groove. Hey, this is a test, goddammit. But, like I said, as far as, like, that's interesting, because you go out and you spend, 3 picks in the last 2 years on tight ends. 2/3 and a fourth? Was Kylie a fourth? I think. No. Because Jordan Thomas was late. He was a third.
Jordan Akins, and Kahale were both fourth round picks. Jordan Thomas is like a 6th round pick.
Okay, yeah, okay. He was later in the pick. Okay, so anyway,
okay, yeah.
When you go and you use this draft capital on these guys, and you still kind of have this influx of talent at the tight end position, you're going to end up letting somebody go because you keep the older guy. You stash Kahale because of the talent that you had. You end up stashing him on IR last year. Now you're kind of in the same situation that you went into last year, but you can't justify 2 years in a row of doing the same thing. There's no way that you can do that. So you're going to lose somewhere in that situation. And I guess, like I said, I don't heard people talking about, the Patriots were interested in Akins and, things of that nature. And we're going to get on that too, because I would definitely want to get y'all's opinion on that whole situation that's going on with the Patriots. I want to try to tie it into, AFC South as best I can here in just a second. But it's going to be interesting to see how that whole thing gets handled now that, Bill O'Brien officially has the GM hat that we all knew he wore last season anyway. They just didn't want to say it. And that's my kind of frustration with the Texans, is because they play like the fans are stupid, and they try to do the Patriots secrecy thing and all this other shit, but like it's blatantly obvious, it's the emperor's new clothes. They think they're out there finessing and they doing something, but we can see straight through it. You out there in front of everybody, you butt ass naked. We know what the fuck is going on. But like I said, I kind of want to get into another thing, though. To me, with an important name, with free agency pending here shortly, and then, draft following up after that. And I'm going to be honest, like I say, I've been spending some time away, so I haven't had a time to really catch up on a lot. Like I said, I missed a lot. I haven't had time to really do a lot of research. And then these couple of weeks that I've been out, I've kind of been away from, I haven't watched any television. I haven't really been on the internet like that. I did a couple of dead streams, but I just haven't really been. I've been enjoying the electronic hiatus because that's actually one good thing out of the whole thing. So I haven't really caught up on a lot of guys. But I want to talk about DJ Reader for a second. I want to know what you guys think is going to ultimately happen with that situation. We talked about this, probably early, just before halfway through the season, probably, much on to the end of the season. We told y'all, don't expect DJ Reader to come back. We actually talked about that early in the season, I think, with the Clowney shit was going on. And much y'all know y'all hate to hear the name Clowney, but we talked about, when DJ Reader's contract is pending, don't be surprised if he's not in the Texans uniform next year. So I'm going to start with Wink, man. I want to know your thoughts on what do you ultimately see happening what's going on with DJ Reader, and, what's the outcome of that? And if he's gone, how do you replace that?
I just thought of something even while you were just talking, and what you just said was very accurate. And I just rewatched one of our old streams, and we definitely talked about that way before, before the season even started. So you're accurate, and we talked about that through the season as well. But one of the things I just thought of, this just goes to show you the golden boy J.J. Watt don't have as much pull as he think he does if DJ Reader's not signed. Because how do you cape for somebody and say he's the best nose tackle? And not only did you not hear his name being called by announcers, him and Zach Cunningham's name got called on defense more than anybody in a Texans uniform on defense. Nobody's name was heard more than those two players. So if you have a situation out here where, and I know J.J. Watt's not the GM, and I know he's not the one cutting checks. That I get. But it goes to show you how much do they value him and how much do they value his production if you don't have DJ Reader. We're not going to act like J.J. Watt is eating on his own. J.J. Watt is eating solely, when he had Clowney, when he had better D-line, when they had better D-line production, when they were actually shifting guys over, when Whitney Merciless was actually playing like himself. I mean, J.J. Watt was a recipient of this as well, from, the pressure that was being made up the middle. People are acting as if, he's just a two-down player. Yeah, he's a two-down player in a Romeo Crennel scheme, and he could do much more. People are acting like all he can do is step the run. No, he can get to the passer as well. It would have benefited them throughout their entire season if he would have played alongside his longtime teammate Carlos Watkins, who's a pass rushing D tackle for this football team. He was inactive in I don't know how many games last year. So it's just like, what's the point of having all of these guys and having them in the rotation if you don't value the assets that it brings to the players and you need pressure? It makes no sense to me because Charles Omenihu wasn't getting it done. He will be better this season, but he wasn't playing with any leverage. He was getting pushed around. At the end of the day, you can't push DJ Reader around. If anything, you're going to be at a standstill if you have any type of strength or any technique. But, it's one of those things where it also highlighted to me when I first heard the news about a month or so ago it automatically made me think a scheme change is definitely underway if that's the case. Main reason why is because if Anthony Weaver was running the same scheme, we both know the nose tackle is the focal point of any Romeo Crennel defense. Ask Vince Wilfork again when he was here in 2016 along with DJ Reader. They weren't playing any 4-3. They were interchanging and they were running unless he was in sub packages where Clowney and Watt could eat. But outside of that, it makes absolutely no sense. He's only asking between, $10 to $11 million, and you can't afford that? They said the Honey Badger's price was too much just for him to go All-Pro and win a Super Bowl. You do that to DJ Reader and let him go to a team like New England. Let him go to a strong stack team like Kansas City. Let him go to Baltimore, and you'll see how much you value DJ Reader and that he won't be a two-down back as long as he has the right coach calling the plays on defense and affords him the role that he knows he can get paid to do.
Tin Man, your thoughts, man, on DJ Reader? Like I said, it's something we said most likely would happen. It's looking like it's coming to fruition. What are your thoughts on this situation?
Like I said, man, just stepping back and absorbing all the bullshit that Bill O'Brien's going to be doing this offseason. Because quite honestly, I don't give a fuck if you fucking down to ride for this team or not. I think Bill O'Brien's full of that bullshit. And this is one of those things that you're going to be able to roadmap your way to discussing why he's a piece of... You take DJ Reader, you like Wink said, you brought him in when you brought in Vince Wilfork. This guy learned from one of the best in the league, and he watched him leave out of this league on a good note. He didn't win no Super Bowl. Vince Wilfork came in and did his thing. But you had a guy underneath him in DJ Reader who learned from him, got to play with him, outside with him. And then, the best thing that you could do is look at how J.J. Watt talks about him. Look at how J.J. Watt really wants him on this team. Because at the end of the day, you're only as good as the guys that are around you. And we're talking about J.J. Watt. This guy's not going to go out there and put his name to it. He's not going to call the organization that has made him the household name that he is out unless he really believes in it. And who was it that got signed? And J.J. Watt came out. Now time to get DJ. You don't do that unless you're trying to make it. And obviously, Bill O'Brien thinks he's fucking high and mighty on the fucking shithole or shit mole hill, fucking just sitting here fucking doing what the fuck he wants to. If one of your star players, the face of your team, comes out and says, we need to sign a guy, and you ignore him, you allow that DJ, and what's the excuse everybody's using now? You don't pay that kind of money to it. He wouldn't be a 2-down guy if you fucking used him correctly. He wouldn't be a 2-down guy if you fucking put him out there on the field more. If you put him in there for fucking more plays. I don't want to hear those excuses. Those excuses to fucking the fans that don't like the move to just allow him to test free agency and stuff like that. Because right now, from everything that I've read, his market or his price set for is $11 to $13 million a year. All that needs to happen, a team that's willing to be like, fuck that, I'll pay you $15 million a year. Come to my team. And DJ Reader's got to make a business decision. This is money for my family. This is money for my extended family. I can get the kids that I grew up with. I could get my kids in college and out of college. I could get my nieces and nephews in college and out of college. Bill O'Brien's letting some other team dictate whether DJ Reader will stay. And that's a stupid, boneheaded ass move.
You breaking bad, team.
Oh no!
Little chop
I mean, you're breaking a bad part. You sound.
I'll cut it at that. I'll cut it at that. If I'm starting to break down, all right.
No, we'll come back to it. We'll come back to it though. So I want to talk about something real quick, man. And I apologize. I see the green screen. I don't know what's going on with this light, and I'm gonna figure it out one day. So That's crazy. I don't do nothing. It just changes. So something's been going on in Houston, though, right? And it's unfortunate because I have not had the opportunity to be a part of it. It was something I really was looking forward to, but just my timeline of events that I had to deal with put me in a bad position to be a part of this thing. How does a team in Houston, in its inaugural season, of course it's for the whole league, I get it, but come out and put the pieces together and ball, like, and even in situations where it looks like the odds are insurmountable, they find ways to come back and win. Now, let's not sit here and say June Jones isn't a coach who doesn't have experience. I'm not sure if I want to say he spent a little bit of time in the league, but I know that he was a pretty good college coach. I actually played against him in 2003. So fuck June Jones, but congratulations to June Jones for having a Roughnecks 5-0. But we took that L in Hawaii, so fuck him. But but he had some very prolific offenses, and so that's the thing about this guy is that he's a solid coach. But you got the Roughnecks, man, and I know I said I wanted to do some Roughneck love, and I didn't think I would be as gone as I was, and I don't know how many more games left in the season. I haven't really, I'll be honest, haven't had a chance to catch up. I've been following old buddy, it was Corey Walker, but. And it's like I just haven't had the chance to really catch the game. Like I said, I've just been putting things together. But anyway, I wanted to go to the last game, but then I fucking had an appointment, so I couldn't cancel the fucking appointment. But, I'm going to try to catch one before the season's over with. But I want to know your thoughts, man. Roughnecks, are you guys fans? What is the Roughnecks having success say about the Texans? I mean, are there any implications, or are we just talking about two totally different games? We'll start with Tenny on that one, man. Your thoughts on the Roughnecks in comparison to what the Texans are doing? Does it impact them at all, or is it just, are we concerned about two different things here?
Man, I love the Roughnecks. Man, the Roughnecks came out and paid themselves the face of the XFL. And they picked the perfect quarterback and fucking pulling the trigger on saying no to Connor Cook and making sure PJ Walker was out there to run their team. And like you said, June Jones, that guy is good, man. That guy is good. I wouldn't mind seeing him don the Texans hat one day. But, I mean, that's just me talking about shit. Don't be serious on that. Like, they are an attitude, man. Like, fucking for the age, they come out there. One of the players went, dude, they know somebody is born and raised running with that team right now from Houston, and they are making all the right moves. They know how to touch. They know how to touch our fandom, and I know that sounds weird saying that. I'm sorry it came out, but they know how to get to the fandom of what Houston's been. And they're gonna be a championship team. And they're hosting the championship. And that's crazy. I mean, it couldn't line up any better. And the Houston Roughnecks is taking full advantage of it. And right now, I'm not going to say that if you put both teams on the field, who would win and whatnot. I'm not saying that shit. But in my eyes, they're the better product right now as far as football comes. And that's just saying that they get the fans involved. They make us excited to be a part of it. And I mean, honestly, they're just the better product of football right now. And that's to say a lot because the XFL is going at this a second time trying to make this work.
Like I said, I think from everything I've been seeing, everything I've been, people I've talked to, people I've seen comment, everybody loves it. I saw they had Lil Kiki out there at one of the games. They're bringing people out. I think Brissett was at a game, and that the way they're getting involved, the way they're utilizing the audio, the way they're bringing you in the game, they're bringing you in the locker room. You're actually hearing like you're more involved when you're watching the TV broadcast. From the people I've heard that have gone to the games, they say they love it. Like it's the energy is different, and then again, like I said, a reasonable price to go to the games. And winning helps everything. I saw a little thing from Charles James. I love that. Dallas ain't never been better than Houston at anything. Yeah, I love that. And that's the attitude. The Texans could never say something like that. That'll get a player cut. You say some shit like that, Bill Brown will have your ass cut. And so that's kind of the thing I think is, they do embrace the city. They do embrace that attitude and that mentality. I think the people love it. Wayne, your thoughts, man, as far as the Roughnecks. Are you a fan? Have you been watching? What stands out to you about them? And compared to the Texans, like, I mean, is that a bad look for the Texans, or is it two different things we're talking about here?
Man, look, I'm going to tell you how it all broke down. It broke down like this, bro. We was in the Discord. The first game, right? It was me, Tenny, Spitz, Trill. It was a few of us. Braylon was in there. I want to say wise. It was, and plus it was just other other people who were just part of the Discord from the Patreon. Man, we was watching that game the moment I cut the game on because I ain't have a stream. Braylon sent me a stream and I was able to watch the game. The moment I cut that game on, all I saw was obliteration. All I saw was these dudes playing their ass off. They gave it every down. PJ Walker, bro, he finna be a legend when it comes to this XFL shit. Just mark my motherfucking words. 5 years, he'll be a Hall of Famer. And with this XFL shit, if it even happens to even go 20 years, he'll be a Hall of Famer in XFL. I guarantee you that. As far as the city, bro, he getting all the love. XFL, bro, they undefeated. They hands down the most talked about team, and it's a shame that it's a shame that an expansion team. You okay? You okay? It's an expansion team in a lesser league is more important and has more notoriety than your main football team in the Houston Texans, and that's sad. And the Houston Texans got way more stars. I just seen a couple hours ago when before you let us know you were gonna do the sauce tonight. I seen the notification come through on ESPN talking about Brian Peters just got signed to the Roughnecks. You know what I'm saying? Like, he used to play on special teams for us. Like, watch these dudes ball out. Like, a lot of the guys that we had on our practice squad and like guys who were playing preseason or playing in the XFL and they're balling. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it like you said, you got all these guys coming out. You see on IG, you see like Lil Kiki, all these guys, all these H-Town legends supporting it. It's right there in the hood. Like, literally, it's right in the hood. Like, come on, man. Go to the tray. Go spend you $25 and go watch the game. It's just that simple. And they're gonna make sure you get every dollar's worth. And they play real hard, bro. What I wish I could say about this football team, and one day we might get there, but it won't be with Bill O'Brien in the organization.
I saw somebody posting in the chat. I know the Streamlabs bot got you, but I see your lightning guy. I got you. I'll hit you up after this, see what you're talking about there. But here's my thing, man. Here's my thing. It tabbed it out. Okay. But here's my thing. It's just that, like you said, a new product. And again, part of it is the XFL itself. Part of it is, Houston and embracing these things and them being willing to embrace the culture. Because you got to think about the city of Houston. One, it's real odd because fucking, what's his name? He gives every rapper a damn day. Gave fucking Cardi B a goddamn day. The city of Houston loves its rappers, especially, the local homegrown, right? And so I find it odd because have the Texans ever brought anybody in locally? I want to say that, especially, when Paul Wall and Slim Duggan, they made the song, like, the support, like, there's no return on that support. You know what I'm saying? Sylvester Turner, yeah, that's his name. I couldn't fucking remember his name. And, like, he gave fucking Cardi B a day for being a part of the rodeo. I hate that nigga. So, my thing is, it's like, it's bothersome. Like, the Texans don't embrace, like, that local energy that's here because you got a lot of people that support it. But again, that's neither here nor there. I'm glad the Roughnecks are doing it. Let that be their thing. Let that be their identity. And I love it because initially I was like, when I saw that Roughnecks logo, I was like, a little oilery, those patriot-y colors, but they come out and they doing their own thing. I love it. Saw two former Texans, Charles James, and I know they got Ben Heaney now playing for them. So that's good to see that these guys get. Oh, they picked up Brian Peters. They just picked up Brian Peters. So it's good to see some of those guys get a second chance. So the guys that were here, even though Heaney wasn't really that much of a name when he was here. I think he was injured for quite a bit. But Peters, Peters was who he was. There was no real expectation of Peters. Well, everybody knows Charles James is the sock guy, So it's good to see that those guys got a second chance. And Charles James loves the city of Houston because even, I want to say last year, he was trying to come back to the Texans when they needed something. I forgot what it is. So, again, I love it. You know what I'm saying? He said, take that as a fan. Yeah, that's what I say. That's why Vince McMahon is who he is. Like, you got to give him that credit. Shout out to Luke, man. Look, what's the motherfucking deal, man? And everybody who came back in, say good to see you. Like I said, we finna be back in action. If you missed it, like I say, we're going to probably be, like I say, on the regular streams on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 o'clock. Tuesdays and Thursdays going to be Sauce Sports TV covering the other teams in Houston when Hector's available, or if it's a Rockets game or something like that. And otherwise, we'll be back in the Discord. So if you're a Patreon supporter, you know, and you need a link to the Discord, I'll put that back in there. If you want to join the Discord, you can go to Patreon, sign up for the $5 tier, and come and join. The link will be there. And also, like I say, I don't know if y'all had been doing it. Like I say, I'm kind of just really linking back up at the roundtable and everything too. That, you know, if y'all want to continue it, we can continue the tradition like we were doing during the regular season, late in the regular season, and like you know what I'm saying, watching the XFL games, and we'll be live in the chats for the XFL games. And like I said, keep that, because that's like I said, that's one of the things I definitely miss, because that was some great energy. Them conversations were fucking hilarious. Just everything, even when the games were bad, the conversations were still great. It was still good entertainment. So like I say, if you're a Patreon supporter, you don't have the link or you don't have Discord, you know, let me know and I'll get it to you. If you want to join, like I said, patreon.com/Sauce Sports. So a couple other things.
You can't be a long-time supporter of the Sauce and not be part of the Patreon. When I'm telling y'all the Discord is A1, it's A1. Trust me, that's a $5 that's worthwhile, bro. You're not going to miss that $5.
No,
you're just not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like I say,
you can get all that exclusive.
It's some shit that is you ain't gonna be recorded, so it's exclusive. Nobody else is gonna hear it. You can't miss that shit. You gotta be in that.
If you weren't there and we don't tell you, you ain't gonna know nothing about it.
Man, some of that shit is classic.
It's one of the things you had to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is my thing, and I would put it to you like this, and I know people are supporting, don't they? And I appreciate all the love, and I appreciate if I were a Sauce Nation member and I had to choose between hitting that super chat and hitting the Discord, I would recommend you hit the Discord, because you're still gonna get the sauce, but that Discord is gonna be just some real exclusive shit, and it's a beautiful thing. But you got to go to patreon.com/Sauce Sports to join that, the $5 tier higher. Okay, that's enough promotion for now. There's a couple of things we want to talk about before we got about 15 more minutes. Compensatory picks came in today. The Texans get 3, and I know they got a third rounder. I know they got with the last pick almost, because of the Kareem Jackson situation, and then I forgot what the other. They got 3 of them total, didn't they? Was it 2 or was it 3?
They got 3 picks. They got one. They got the 97 pick, and they got 2 7s.
Okay. And so that was what they got. The one was it because of Honey Badger, and then the other one from Kareem missing those last games, ended up dropping that one, and then I forgot where the last one came out. But you know, again, what do you think is going to come of these picks? You know, we'll start with Wink, your thoughts. I mean, do you think there's going to be any real value in it? You know, getting these extra picks, knowing that we have a limited number of picks. Like, what do you see happening with this whole situation?
I find the situation extremely laughable. Just think of this: you lose Honey Badger, you lose Honey Badger, and you lose Kareem. Both of their teams waxed you.
Yeah.
Like one came that was here the longest, came back home to the team that drafted him, smashed him, and he was hands down the best player on the field.
Yes.
And
he was drunk.
And he was drunk. And not only that, he fucked you out of compensatory. The Texans can't win. So why lose players? Why not sign them? This is what you have to put up with if you lose players. You can't afford to keep losing dudes who that have developed into something. Their names are out there. They got decent ratings on Madden. Like, what the fuck? Like, you just don't want to keep anybody that's worth a damn on this football team. And I don't understand why these dudes are allergic to greatness. It's just like old boy said when we had him on, and he said he wanted a middle of the row safety, and my response was, oh, so you willing to be mediocre instead of settling for greatness. And that's exactly what the Houston Texans do every single year. You got money. You can still cut some guys if you wanted to. I mean, it really wouldn't, make or shake or give you too much more money. But at the end of the day, you got to have some kind of goal at hand. And what this does, man, it just lets you know, because the drafting hasn't really been that great. Like, yeah, I know we were on the Titus Howard pick, and it wasn't even really because of Titus Howard. It was because of where he was drafted, and I will still stand by that, regardless of everything. He did not finish the season, which I predicted. I said he ain't gonna play the whole season, and at the end of the day, he didn't even start the season at his natural position, which was right tackle, which we told you he would play. He would never touch left tackle. We told you this, but now everybody has an opinion. I get it. We don't want to be right. I don't want to be right about none of this shit. I want to just be one of these dudes who just say shit, he's wrong, and the opposite happens. But too bad, so sad. That's not our reality. And as far as this goes, man, it's downright predictable. It's this doesn't benefit the team. What the hell are we gonna do with two extra 7-round picks? Nothing. Those are throwaway picks. We're not gonna be able to do nothing with that. Like, we're not gonna get nobody with that. That third is handy because it's an early 3rd-round pick. But outside of that, I mean, what is? Well, it's not even early. It's 97th. It's 97th overall, and then you automatically starting in the second. You already drafting on day 2 because you're not gonna be able to move into day 1 and draft your 1st-round pick. So free agency is going to have to be everything we need, because the draft, I just don't see Bill O'Brien having scouts and having people he believes in talent-wise to guide him to get those players on this team and properly develop them. I just don't see that.
Okay. So you still see some of the same issues that have been
handled
in Texas. All right. Your thoughts, 10-man, got a couple of picks, some compensatory picks. Will they be of any benefit to the Texans in your opinion?
No, because I think we already gave up third one to the Braves. So I have to check that out. But I mean, I don't think they're going to have. Do anything. I mean, honestly, I don't see nothing special. I'm like I said, this is again my whole approach to this offseason is just to be a sponge. Because there's no middleman between Bill O'Brien and the player he drafts. His name is now tied to everyone in this draft. Don't bring in a guy and play him out of position and just to put him back in his original position because injuries happen during the year. Draft a guy you need at that position and play him at that. I'm sick and tired of seeing this shit. And to touch back on what Week was saying about Titus Howard, how the fuck do you draft a right tackle and want to play him on the left side of the fucking line, somewhere so alien to him? And I know there's dumb motherfuckers out there that think that, oh, that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. You just got to look left. No, that's a whole nother world. You got to teach your body to go, to teach your foot to go left. You know how to read people. It's almost a whole different playbook to where you're learning your position. You're learning what you got to do. You got to know what Deshaun's telling you and things like that. Like I said, put Titus Howard, trade and bring in a veteran leader that he could sit down and talk with and, learn how to be a professional in this league. And I think that's what Tunsil gave him. And he gave fucking, what's his face? I forget his damn name now. Max Sharping, that same thing. Those two guys needed that. They had it in just a few guys, but they were competing for their positions. And you drafted these guys high. You don't draft guys high unless you expect them to play. And that's just I've always seen every other team do that shit. So it's going to be interesting on who's going to take the blame if Bill O'Brien misses. Who's going to take the blame if these guys out of position? Is it going to be Tim Kelly? Is it going to be Anthony Weaver? Is it going to be a position coach? Is it going to be Rack as the assistant coach / GM / I want to be a bitch to everybody? I mean, that's my question to this all. The compensatory, I don't think, play a single role in that. And I can't wait to see what this man does, because it's going to let me know what his vision is, who he's drafting in the second round is going to let me know how the rest of this draft is going to go. And I'm eager to see what happens. I cannot wait for April to roll around.
Now look, I don't know nothing about Jilly. I don't know about her, nothing about her being a gold digger. I don't know anything. Y'all know I'm so outside the loop on celebrity anything. I'm the last motherfucker to know or care, so I'm not gonna. I have no comments about that, Mr. Trejo. But a couple other things, like I say, we got about, like I say, probably about say about. Let's say we call it about 10 because I know I got a couple of minutes. Got started a couple of minutes late, so we'll make sure we get y'all a solid hour. But there's a couple of players, like I said, that are going to be out of there. And it was, damn, I had a thought. I should have wrote the shit down. I don't think I wrote it down because it was something I wanted to address. Okay. I got a question, right? So there's she got Fluke Watson in Paris on Friday with her money. Well, that chick said that she gave the baby a bunch of money. Anyway, we'll talk about that. Little baby, but that baby, one of them babies. So, you know, it is what it is. But my thing is this, right? So apparently, since I've been gone, this Twitter account has popped up, right? And there's rumors of this account quite possibly being a Bill O'Brien burner account. I don't know if you guys have heard that. Some very, I mean, like a guy who's a staunch defender of Bill O'Brien and all of his moves, and somebody correlated because the guy I think he has like Jacko or something like in the name, and you know Bill O'Brien, I think his son is named Jack.
Jacko.
And then you know Will. Things like Will J or something like, you know, William and Billy is like, I don't understand how Billy's like a nickname of Will. That's weird to me, but I don't know what else it would derive from. But so, you know, a lot of rumors have been going around saying that this is a Bill O'Brien burner account. I was wondering if you guys had heard that and what do y'all think about that? And if you're in the chat, man, you know, Sauce is all about the fresh and grease. I want to know what y'all think too.
Dude, I was there when I saw it popping off. Question. I would not if you were the one that operates that account, because I saw when it popped off and Mr. Mediocre got it started. So I'm just going to say that much. I think it's silly. I think it's just a fan of the team having fun, picking it on everybody and just pushing buttons.
I stay away from the stupidity on Twitter nowadays. I don't even engage it. Like, I literally, like one of my homies on Instagram just the other day, I think I was on everything Texans IG, and he said something to the effect that, like, we need to keep Bradley Roby, because he was asking a general question to fans of the Texans, and, like, should we keep Roby? And I was like, please don't sign this dude. You should have seen the thread. Like, it wasn't too long, but, like, dudes was coming at me, like, oh, Roby is the best corner we have. I'm like, no, he wasn't. Conley was, and he was doing it here for 8 games. They played the same amount of games.
Yeah,
Roby was not the best corner. You know, and you know, it's an opinion based, you know, but dudes do everything they can to get you to change your mind. They think that's what we doing on the sauce. No, we just have strong values. We stick to our guns, and they think because we don't agree and that we're trying to get you to change your mind. No, that's a misconception. And I can go back in various scenes and see certain people who I'm not even gonna say no names because y'all already know who you are. But I'm just gonna say that, like, that's not what we set out to do on this platform. Say what I said, stick to it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, y'all know what it is.
Correct. So here's the thing, man.
You ain't lying. I mean, we're just basically putting down how we feel, and we're backing it up with the actual word, like with the actual facts of what we feel. If you agree with it, you agree with it. If you don't, you don't. I'm sorry, and it might be sensitive to you. I mean, I'm sorry.
Okay. And first of all, y'all hit that like button. And the thing is, if y'all really would be behind the scenes, and trust me, anybody who's been in the Discord definitely knows, we disagree on a lot of shit. I mean, there's you know, on stream we cover certain things. There are certain fundamentals where we're generally kind of in consensus on, but in reality, we disagree on a shit ton of shit. Like probably on more shit than we necessarily agree on. It's just certain things that are so blatant, like. Right. You know, and it's not letting when you take the fandom out. Of course, you want the Texans to do these things, but because we're just being realistic about it, you know, we see it in a certain light. But in reality, like when behind the scenes, we talk about different we argue about every damn thing. And so that's why I say it's funny. And that's why I say another again, shameless plug. join the Discord, you'll hear some of those conversations because I mean it's a variety of shit that we get. Matter of fact, we was on the Discord today while I was in the gym, but I was sounding crazy listening to carnival music apparently, so they couldn't hear me. But some very interesting conversations took place there. We're gonna have to continue that discussion. But so like this misconception that people come to, oh, sauce, well, they just this, they just that. I mean, that may be what you catch, but in reality, like when we're talking about certain stuff, prior to the stream or just when it's not a stream time or whatever, we just chopping it up. Like, we disagree on a lot. And that may be a thing that we start doing, and maybe start putting some more of those conversations, well, stuff that doesn't relate to the plans that we have for the stream. But those general conversations, we can start throwing those in the Discord too, maybe. And then, y'all can chime in on that, because that's the point. We've always said that the sauce requires fresh ingredients. Y'all are the fresh ingredients. You know what I'm saying? Your opinion counts. So when I'm asking questions, or I'm being asked questions, or round table is asking questions, or people like the whole purpose of this thing, the whole reason this is a chat and everything, and the reason to do so many lives is because we value your opinions too. We may not agree. We may agree. It may be a various whatever, but your opinion matters. The sauce, your fresh ingredients. It takes fresh ingredients to make a good sauce, man. So everybody's not going to agree on shit, man, and that's the point. And that's what makes it good, because you got a lot of platforms. Again, I haven't heard shit in a while. Some things may have changed. Opinions may have changed. Who knows? But you got some platforms that are generally around just to, ride the Texans nuts. And they would just skip over anything realistic, or they'll always shoot for the good. If it's good, we're going to tell you it's good. Because I'll be honest, like, I don't think anybody shitted on Bill O'Brien that hard for his play calling last year. Or, I mean, they were thinking, like, I think everybody, like, the year prior, we had some issues with the defense.
The year prior.
Yeah. But like I say, there was no real complaining about O'Brien. I mean, like I say, it's just like people just, oh, you guys just hate O'Brien. No, nobody hates him. But we just, at this point, you should have a certain level of expectation. You've been here 6 years. Like, where do you see the improvement? Where do you see the significance? And, a lot of people want to attribute him to Deshaun's success, but what was his success before Deshaun? So it's like, it's a lot of little things that it's almost, I won't say it's the Brady Belichick situation, but, there's just things that you kind of got to figure out. One last thing I want to talk about before we get ready to wrap it up. Again, because there's some old things I wanted to cover because, I missed a lot of shit while we were gone. So I know a lot of Sauce Nation may not have caught it. I don't know, some of y'all did some streams and stuff. So Patrick Mahomes just won a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes just won a Super Bowl. Certain people said that Bill O'Brien was a better coach than Andy Reid. No, all kind of great stuff. But we know. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you're lucky. We're not even gonna get into that. Said Bill. Somebody last year said Bill O'Brien was a top 3 coach. Andy Reid had never done anything, never won a Super Bowl, all that crazy stuff. But where are they now? Y'all remember them songs when the celebrities like fall off? Like, where are they now? Is there a way we can stop the mediocrity? Team Football 503. Appreciate the love, man. It's probably I would say it's in the wallet, but then again, it might not be that either, because all the corporate seats and everything that goes on with this team is just the Texans are going to continue to make money no matter what. Because Houston's a football town, so it's always going to be somebody. But I want to know your thoughts, man. Like, what was y'all's thoughts on the Super Bowl? What took place? The fact that you've seen a team that we beat. We already know what took place in the playoffs, and some people, I'm sure, justified it. Well, at least we only lost to the team that won the Super Bowl. I know I haven't seen it,
what?
But I guarantee there's a big segment of Texans fans that said at least we lost to the team that won the Super Bowl. I guarantee it, because I've seen too much with this fan base in the time that the 3 years today, making today 3 years, that have been talking Texans on YouTube. I've seen some of the most abysmal mentalities, the most just mediocre mentalities, and I'm not talking about Mr. Mediocre. It's not a shot. Shout out to Mr. Mediocre. He's always there sticky to me. I don't. It's hard for me to.
He always there sticky to me. Yeah.
And so and so my thing is just like, we just have these mentalities. Like, a lot of the fan base, we the team we lost to won the Super Bowl. That's fucking whack. Why didn't we beat them? Because we beat them in the regular
soft shit.
Yeah, but it is what it is. But I just want to know y'all's thoughts before we get up out of here, man. Your thoughts on the Super Bowl? Patrick Mahomes now having him a Super Bowl ring. What does this say about the Texans and Deshaun Watson moving forward? And do you think there's still going to be a rivalry? Like, maybe what are your thoughts on that overall with him ending up winning that game?
To be honest, it was to be expected. It was to be expected. The man came back from injury, was putting it down. The defense, they rallied around them and they got shit right after they were abysmal the first half of the season and ended up being a top 7 unit. So anybody that was saying, "Oh, Kansas City defense was trash," yeah, okay. Yeah, you can believe that if you want to. The numbers prove otherwise. You know what I'm saying? They defense was better than ours. personnel wise and efficiency. You can't say anything that they do. Come on, coach wise, Andy Reid finally is out of that. He finally got that monkey off his back and say that he can close out, and let alone he did it with a black quarterback. He finally did it with a black quarterback. He gives those guys chances. You know what I'm saying? Like, and at the end of the day, he got the right one this time. Ain't even to make it about race, but it is kind of funny because a lot of dudes, including myself, I didn't think that Mahomes would be able to win under Andy Reid because he's a serial choke artist in the playoffs. He's proven this in the NFC for years. He gets to the AFC, he was proving that to be true, and now all of a sudden, he has the right guy at the helm. He has the team around him to make it that the league really can contend with, at least for the next 2 years, because they're just too fast. They're well too coached. And now they're only going to be able to get tougher. You know, outside of contracts, that's the only way you can even break that team up. You take that away from them, and you have Patrick Mahomes in a situation and with the ability that they have to be able to draft well and produce guys, bro, this team is always going to be in the runnings. As long as this young man don't get seriously injured or if he doesn't pass away, you know, during the NFL season, I see Kansas City Chiefs being a problem for quite some time because Andy Reid has never fallen off the ship when it comes to coming up with schemes, coming up with everything. He has stayed young. He may look old. He may be fat Andy. But let it be known, like, this man knows exactly what he's doing when it comes to calling a football game. He just proved it by winning the Super Bowl against one of the most legitimate defenses since maybe the Broncos to even play in a Super Bowl. They were getting, that was a great game. It was a hard-nosed fought game. And Patrick Mahomes came back to win. He was Super Bowl MVP on top of being an MVP of the league the year prior. And at the end of the day, it doesn't do nothing but make the pundits who believe in Patrick Mahomes. You have every right to, but it takes nothing away from Deshaun Watson because look at the situation he's in. He may contribute to some of the things, but so does Patrick Mahomes or any other quarterback in this league. No situation is perfect, but damn it, he hands down had the perfect situation when he was drafted.
Yeah. And I mean, I can testify that I had fans talk about that very thing that you were saying, Honcho. I had motherfuckers use that as an excuse. And here goes one thing more. People said it took Andy Reid a lot longer than it has taken Bill O'Brien to win a Super Bowl. And then he still has to go through another 8 seasons, another 7 before he could really be called worse than Andy Reid. It's the most asinine shit how people act and behave. I pointed out about how successful Andy Reid has been, not only with the Eagles, but with the Chiefs, and how he's been able to take them to the fucking championship games for both conferences. And now he finally won one with the AFC. I mean, people want to, and what it tells me is one simple thing, that Bill O'Brien compared to Andy Reid, there's no comparison.
No,
this guy is subpar. Andy Reid is remembered in Canton, and Bill O'Brien will be lucky if he gets placed above the men's stall.
That's very unfortunate. Man, here's my deal, man. And like I say, no hate on Mahomes, whatever. You know, I'm sure Spitz enjoyed it wherever Spitz may be at this time when they say the work late. There's no hate on Mahomes, man. You know, he did what he had to do. He was given all the tools and pieces that takes a head coach who knows what you're working with and installs the right pieces, installs the right offense, and capitalizes on your strengths, and not try to make you do something different, and then realize when that's not working late in the season or whatever's going on that you're wondering why things aren't producing, why things aren't going your way. When you steal, like Luke was talking about earlier, when you're stealing all your pieces away from your defense to strengthen your offense, but yet you're utilizing an offense that does not cater to the strengths of your players, whatever, you know, of course things are going to fail because what's the saying? Defense wins championships, you know, and then we're relying on a bunch of guys who really hadn't produced throughout the year. You're relying on JJ, who had to come back from early from an injury, you know, when he wasn't really supposed to come back to see. I mean, like all the crazy stuff. And then the thing is that, you know, not knowing how to keep a lead when you had that opportunity in the playoffs and just to get embarrassed. Like, that's my biggest thing about Bill O'Brien is, you know, the records have improved. That's cool. That's fine. We can talk about that. But like Spitz said all last year, I don't give a shit about the regular season. You know, get to the playoffs and let's have a conversation about the playoffs. Every year, it's an embarrassment. You're getting knocked out of the playoffs in an embarrassing fact. Aside from with the Patriots year, that was a relatively better game than was expected. And
Right.
I had a couple things, some go here, some go there. You could talk about something. But every other season, it has been embarrassing. And the wins that you have are not really great. What's his name? He's in the XFL now. Connor Cook ain't never played another damn down in the NFL. Is in the XFL right now. That's who you got your one win against. And then you got against Allen, and that was on the back of
And
the
he
shot.
ain't even playing in the XFL. He's just fucking riding the bench.
That's terrible. That's terrible. But then, like I said, the thing with Allen,
he
he took Deshaun Watson
playing.
pulling out some shit out his ass and just making a miracle play to make that happen. Like, nobody can sit here and say, "Oh, that's a Bill O'Brien play call." That's some sandlot shit that Deshaun Watson had naturally. Like, there's not too many other guys in the history of the NFL that would have been able to make that play to sustain that drive to win that game. And so, again, like I say, you got to give credit where credit due. When Bill O'Brien calls a good game, give him his credit. When you see that there are plays, the big plays are being made by Deshaun and his just natural talent, you got to give that credit there. But people rather focus on, he threw this interception, he did this, or he did that. Fine, whatever. It is what it is. But shout out to Tommy, man. Appreciate the love through the super saucy super chat action. But here's the deal, man. You said, and that's my thing, man. Real tech. I mean, I appreciate that, and that's something I've been saying for years now. This is at least 2 of the 3 years that Soft Source Sports has been going. This is something I've said about Bill O'Brien, that he needs to be fired. That I think that he's a guy that could win a Super Bowl. So when people sit here and say that, oh, you hating on Bill, I'm not. He just won't win it with the Texans. He needs the Kubiak situation. Like, he needs to fall off, regather himself, look at where he went wrong, kind of fix his kind of ego situation, understand some things, maybe go at him as a coordinator for a little bit, swallow his pride, then get another head coaching shot, and then he'll take a team to the Super Bowl. It's not going to happen with the Texans. And that's why people sit and say, "Oh, you hating?" It's not hating. He's reached his peak, because sometimes you have to have a major event. I won't say a traumatic event, but you have to kind of get knocked off that high horse. But instead, the Texans continue to give him more power. And if you're rewarding this guy for mediocrity, where's he going to see the improvement, man? So that's kind of my thing. But here's the deal, y'all. Like I say, it's about that time. We're going to get ready to wind it down. But, man, I just shout out to everybody. Man, please hit that like button. And make sure you hit the bell so that you can get the notifications. We're going to be back in action. We're going to get back to the regularly scheduled programming. Again, if you missed it, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Sauce, we'll be talking Texans. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're either going to be in Sauce Sports TV. And if it's the Rockets related, we'll either be on Sauce Sports TV, or if Hector's available, we'll be talking Astros, Dynamo, covering more of the other teams. And we're going to get some other things, some other people, cover some. We're going to work all that out. So make sure you stay tuned. But if you want the other team, make sure you go to Sauce Sports TV, the second channel. Link is in the description somewhere on the side. And then if you are a Patreon supporter, if there's no Sauce Sports TV, we'll be in the Discord on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And for the remainder of the XFL season, during those games, we'll be live, and we'll be in there talking that round table shit that y'all know y'all love that shit. If you've been in there, you know that shit. There's no dispute, because there's been many people of many different backgrounds, and everybody said the same thing. Like that shit is live. It's not just to humble brag or whatever y'all want to call it. But gentlemen, y'all got anything y'all want to say before we slide up out of here?
Man, we back at it. It feels good to have Honcho back, man. The general is in charge. Man, we're going to go ahead and we're going to be pumping out this content. Be on the lookout for free agency next week. Like you said, y'all got the schedule. Make sure y'all tuning in. If you ain't got $5, your life is miserable, bro. Like, if you got a cell phone and you can't afford $5 for this Patreon, then I can't even call you not even a family member of the Sauce. You can't fuck with the Sauce and not be a part of the Patreon. I'm telling you, you ain't even got to talk. Just listen. Be engaged. Trust me. You will not be disappointed. Do you know the characters that we got in here is way worse behind the scenes? Y'all getting the Walmart version of everything. Trust me. Y'all don't want to
get the equate conversation.
Y'all think Trill a motherfucker when he called in, y'all ain't heard the half, bro. You have not. Get behind the scenes. Trust me. Y'all want to know how our heads work? Y'all want to know shit before it happened? Y'all will be part of the plan too, if you're just willing to go ahead and pay that $5. But we appreciate y'all once again.
Yeah, man, just supporting the channel. Everybody who supported via super chat, love me. It's all love. Like I say, hey, sometimes some people don't want to put down a Happy Meal. Y'all want your Happy Meal. I ain't mad at you. You want your number 7. I know DeMarque wanted his number 10 from Jack in the Box.
Last month.
That's what's up. Congratulations on that. What you got, Tim, man? Anything on your mind there, sir?
Man, shout out to everybody that's come back. I can't wait to back and rewatch this video and see y'all's comments. I've been missing y'all. I know y'all been missing me because y'all love this toxic shit that I bring. And it's gonna get a whole lot worse because I'm moving over to the other channel too. Oh my God, I cannot wait to celebrate the bad guys of the MLB, the fucking Houston Astros, your 2017 World Series champions. And it could be the Yankees and Dodgers because I'm gonna get mean with that shit. But I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to have Honcho back. I better be best content as we can create.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's only going to step it up a notch. Like I said, got a lot of things in the works, man. The content will improve. Like I said, this is going into year 3. It's got to get better. It's time to really take some leaps and bounds in this thing, man. We appreciate everybody who's been riding with the sauce, everybody who's been a fresh ingredient, everybody who's been a part of this flavor since this thing has been going or since you discovered it, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. Shout out to the gentlemen around. Shout out to everybody who couldn't join us this evening. Y'all the freshest motherfucking ingredients in the world, man. It feels good to be back chopping it up with y'all. If y'all in the den, we be in the den at 9. I ain't gonna tell y'all what we talking about. I know what we talking about tonight. It's a very popular topic, but if you want to have some conversation about other things that's going on in the world, man, come slide through the den tonight. I'll give y'all a heads up. We're going to be discussing a little bit of this Corona madness that's going on. So we're going to talk about some of this shit. We're going to discuss it, finally get that shit out the way. But so make sure you come join the den at 10, thedenshow.com or denshowlive.com. Take it right there. Make sure you subscribe to that. But with that being said, hey, man, look, Jack, y'all are the freshest motherfucking ingredients in the world. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all, man. Like I say, it's time to take this thing to the next level. Hey, man, thank y'all for riding. Thank y'all for waiting it out and everything. Like I say, it's time to get back going. Hey, fucks with y'all, man. Shut up, produce. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. But most of all, y'all stay saucy, man. We out.